What up, everybody? This is Chris Blunt.
And I'm Breezy Rumsey.
And I'm Sphinx Akasha.
And welcome back to Profoundly Ignorant.
Welcome back, Carter.
Feels
Welcome
really
back.
good.
Your dreams were your ticket out.
Welcome
back.
Look,
to the
like
same
the
John
typical white
Travolta
guy,
that
I
you
was
laughed about.
off key.
Yeah, you were off key.
I went
Oh,
early,
man.
I went big, and it wasn't time.
John Travolta looked like Farrah Fawcett.
He kind of did.
Yeah,
didn't
so
he?
yeah.
Had the whole
He had the
feather hair.
the fair hair. I was like, oh man, like going back to watch that shit was crazy.
It kind of was.
Yeah. Nah, man. Oh man, so much stuff. It's been a while since we've all
So
been here.
much.
It has been, yeah.
So many things happen, tragedies, good things, and more tragedies.
Yeah.
So
And stupid people.
And stupid people. So like,
I mean,
Exclamation point.
they're
Oh,
just out
shit.
in troves.
oh shit, man, it's gonna be real, man. We don't have much time here because we're on a time crunch. Breezy is gone commercial. She has things she has to do. She can't really
happens,
fuck
I
with all
guess.
y'all broke motherfuckers. So like,
No
she
broke
has-
thoughts.
It's like
Exactly.
dance momming, except there's less fighting and crying, and it's
Yeah.
more driving around.
I love the fact that like when you try to type momming to us,
Yeah.
it's Mormon.
It's
Comes out
Mormon.
Mormon.
And I was like,
So I'm dance Mormons.
she's dance Mormon, and I was like, what the fuck are dance Mormons?
And I,
Like, the images in my
you
head
gotta, you
are
gotta read.
amazing.
What was my response though?
It was great. You
It
said
was
fuck
a,
it.
it was a foxtrot with one person.
Yes.
That's what a dance Mormon is.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Solo
Oh
foxtrot.
man. Okay, all right, we gotta get the sad shit out the way.
Okay.
Shit. Where do we start with the sad shit?
Oh, God.
Okay, we're gonna
Rest in peace, Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Tom Petty. That is
Tom
that is
Petty.
sad.
Yeah, another legend gone.
another legend gone. Yep. That was it. Yeah.
Just briefly, we can talk about the fucking news reporting it like 10 hours early and getting everybody all like.
Right.
My
Yeah.
emotions were a roller coaster that day.
Is he dead? Is he not dead?
Is
What's
he dead?
going
Yeah.
on?
Rest in peace. Just kidding.
Yeah. Just kidding. My bad. I think
We
that's.
don't have any confirmation
I
on
think
that.
that's just a
but
part of.
he's dead.
I think that's just the era of sloppy journalism and
Oh, yeah.
sensationalism.
Everybody wants to be first, and they
Yeah.
don't care. It doesn't matter if they were right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
I just love his daughter going like fucking sideways on Rolling Stone. She was like, "Fuck your shitty magazine, you piece of shit.
Wow.
He's still alive. What the fuck are you doing?"
Damn.
that is awesome. That is awesome, man. So yeah, I mean, he passed untimely passing, but definitely one of the greats.
Oh yeah.
One of the greats. We're
Easily.
entering like that. He's the end of an era,
The same day,
yeah.
of course,
The same day is
Crazy-
the unfortunate
crazy white
situation.
man terrorist that we
Yes.
still won't call
Oh
that.
jeez.
Yes, the
in
terrorist.
Vegas.
Yeah, they still won't call him a terrorist.
I know, because he's a
he-
white man. You don't
yeah.
call white men terrorists.
No,
Exactly.
you call
He's just
him-
mostly
Mentally
disturbed.
unstable.
Yeah.
With
That's
access to way too many guns.
Because
Yeah.
God forbid if a white man is ever really a terrorist.
I
So
mean, he inflicted terror, so I think
Inflicted
that by
terror.
definition,
by
definition-
definition, he is actually a terrorist.
Right.
So my heart goes out to all the people in Vegas and
Absolutely.
everything. That was a very tragic event. The drawback to that is everybody's always, the fallback has become somewhat, just the usual. Everybody wants to talk about gun reform, and then it was like, well,
And then
now it's
nothing
not the
gets
time.
done.
Yeah. So it's like it's to the point where we've just become.
well, I think I
depressed about it,
tweeted
really.
I tweeted
Yeah.
this the when it all started, talking about the NRA again. And I said, I feel like if we ever had a moment where we could possibly get common sense gun reform, it was going to be after Sandy Hook, and we didn't. So
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I
My
mean,
thing is,
like we killed, like a dude killed first graders, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We're not
and
doing
sadly
it.
enough, that's
Yeah.
the same thing I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, if like dude shot up at elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
if that doesn't really do anything,
Doesn't change anything, then
No.
what the
then,
hell
then
will?
it's not.
Right.
It's just not gonna happen. I think after
Too
that
much
point, I
money's
was
crossing
like, yeah.
hands. Too many people are,
So if everybody wonders when will it stop, it won't.
It apparently won't.
So it's just one of those things where people really don't give a fuck because we've had that moment.
yeah.
Unless more like
I feel like in the grand scheme of the way distant future, if we all survive the nuclear holocaust that North Korea is about to bring our way,
Jeez.
when they
Oh,
write a
man.
book about it and they're going to say, like, what was the turning point in America for it all to just be over? And it's
Yeah.
going to be like Sandy Hook, they did nothing.
yeah.
yeah, Sandy Hook, they did nothing.
And then it was all
And
downhill.
then like a bunch of rich white people like almost let off a gun.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh shit, we need to start protecting lives."
Yeah,
know?
I feel like that's probably what it's gonna take. It's gonna take a bunch of old white dudes getting shot up for no damn reason.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it happened at that Senate baseball game.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And they
no,
still
you're
were
right.
like, nope,
Nope.
nope, we don't care.
But they treated that seriously. They was like, it was
yeah,
a
that
tragedy.
was-
I was like, how many people died in this?
Right.
So, I was
Well,
like,
and the saddest thing is, like, every time it's happening now, I wake up to the news of this is the worst single shooter event
Yeah.
in history, and every time it's the worst. So it's just getting worse, is what the ultimate
Yeah.
that's
result
what it means.
is.
Yeah. And it's sad, and people shouldn't have to live and feel like that. But
Yeah.
this is America once again being America.
Yeah.
By not caring about things before the things actually happen. You know, it's always in retrospect with us, and that's a sad moment.
That it is.
Yeah. Also, Puerto Rico happened.
Puerto
Jeez,
Rico,
Puerto
yeah.
Rico.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico's happened.
Yeah,
It's
Puerto
still
Rico.
happening.
It's still happening. Yeah.
Still happening. They still people don't understand like how damaging storms could be to the infrastructure of a city.
Right.
We are from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And you definitely notice a difference.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
There is a before and after Katrina. Like
Yeah.
if we have to divide the city, there's a before and after Katrina. I think that President Palpatine has been like very like careless with it. That's a good way to put
Yeah,
it. Careless with it.
that's a polite way to put
and
it.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like even the people on the other end, like they're acting out of like people need to understand like they're acting out of desperation. Like they are in a situation where there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So, there was the whole like people are dying. Yes, people are dying.
People are fucking
Like
dying.
whenever you're in a situation where there's no electricity, people are fucking dying.
Yeah.
So and
No
they were like,
access
"Well,
to
I don't see any
healthcare,
dead
no
bodies."
access to water, no
Yeah.
access to
And
Just
Geraldo
the
was
food
like,
or any of that shit.
yeah.
and Geraldo was like, "Well, I don't see any dead bodies. Nigga, fuck you." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Where are you wanting to see them? Sitting
Right.
around on the street? Like,
Why do you want to
why?
see them?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I just think that's just the tone deafness of people and how they look at it so differently because it is a territory of America and not
Not
like,
an actual
Well,
quote unquote
and
state.
the
Yeah.
residents aren't white.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the residents aren't white.
Let's
Yeah.
get real,
And
because
let's, be
Texas, we're offering unlimited aid and support, and FEMA's not pulling out until everybody's back where they should be.
Right.
Puerto Rico, it's been like 18 days, and he's like, "Well, we can't do this forever."
Exactly.
Where
they
was
were like,
FEMA not pulling out in 2005? That's a question I have.
Yeah.
Where was that attitude from FEMA?
Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
so
again,
it
what's
was
the
a thing.
primary?
You
Yeah.
gotta look at it. And,
I mean,
and
I
it's
don't
not,
I don't want to quote Kanye, but George Bush
doesn't
hates
care
black
about
people.
black
and I actually disagree with that sentiment. Kanye was in his feelings, which, like I said,
A lot of us were.
yeah, and he said it, and he said a thing, and I was like, Kanye doesn't, like Bush doesn't care about poor people,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. And I don't think it was Bush, to be honest with you. I always like whenever things go haywire, I think mostly it was Vice President like Satan. What's his name?
Dick
Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Ballsack.
Yeah, Dick Ballsack,
guy.
so
The
so
face shooter.
that
Yeah.
guy, yeah, the face shooter.
Face
Speaking of
shooter.
white men
Yeah.
shooting with no consequence.
Exactly.
Nice.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god!
Shot his
and
friend in the
and
face.
made his friend apologize.
I feel like
that I got in the way of your gun so recklessly.
Yes, like
I feel like every time the Dick Cheney shooting comes up, I forgot about it until
Yeah.
that time. I keep forgetting that this
Exactly.
happened.
I love playing Republican or gangster rapper.
I know.
Like this guy shot his friend in the face and made him
I
apologize.
made him apologize.
Like 50 Cent? Not quite.
I was
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. Oh
I'm
man.
sorry, I was in the wrong place.
Exactly. This Republican said on tape that he'll grab some chick by the pussy.
Oh god.
It's like
Nelly or
it's like too short. Nope.
Nope. 45.
Nellie's actually innocent.
turns out.
Bitches.
Didn't see that coming.
That's a great segue, guys.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, God.
So speaking
That
of
piece of shit.
oh shit. So here's
All
the,
of Breezy's Twitter fights for the past week.
oh man. So this is my issue with the Harvey Weinstein situation. If I can be a little bit real with y'all, motherfuckers. First of all, Harvey Weinstein is a pedophile. He's a predator. He is, of course, a douchebag and a part of a very toxic society that exists in Hollywood. what one thing is, I feel like it's great that all these women are coming forth and are putting him to task and other people to task regarding the abuse and everything. My problem is motherfuckers who come out like, well, I kind of knew. And I'm sorry, like, they're like, my close friend and brother, I did not know that. Yes, you did, man.
You were there.
Well,
Yes,
let's
you did,
let's
son.
name names. First
Yeah,
off,
yeah, go ahead.
top of the list is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Matt Damon and Ben, who tried to cover up.
I mean, Matt Damon paid New York Times to not publish a story in 2005.
No
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Yeah.
Real
And Ben
shit.
Affleck, Rose McGowan came to him and was like, "Hey, Harvey Weinstein raped me," and Ben Affleck was like, "I told him to stop doing that." Like,
what?
Yeah.
she's calling everybody out. Like,
I've
Yeah.
been seeing that on her
Yeah.
Twitter and her Facebook.
I mean, she's made some mistakes. She dropped
Oh,
the
yeah,
N.
yeah, she did.
She
Yeah.
dropped the N word and then she got dragged. But
Yeah,
Oh,
as she
she's-
should have. Like,
She's still getting dragged. for
Yeah.
that shit.
I was like, Rose, give me the keys. God damn it.
I think what's been kind of surprising to me is there's definitely, you notice a pattern. So like the big name celebrity, like the no name celebrities or the lower name celebrities, I mean, that's hit or miss.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the big names, like you've got Ashley Judd, you got Gwyneth Paltrow,
Yes.
you've got now Lena Headey, Circe
Yeah.
is coming out, and they're all saying that there's this pattern that's been going on, and the common thread is they're all women that are a little bit less likely to speak out at the time. So he definitely
Yeah.
was a predator mindset,
picked his
like
targets, yeah.
Because
because
think of all the women who didn't report anything.
right.
And even I commend Terry Crews for coming out and
Yeah.
talking about a time where he was violated.
And if we're
Like,
talking about Terry Crews, we need to also give a huge shout out. It's retrospective for Corey Haim, but Corey Feldman.
absolutely.
Corey Feldman has been saying
Absolutely.
there has been sexual abuse for him and Corey Haim since they were children.
Yes.
And they've been
Yes.
saying it. And Corey Feldman went on Barbara Walters' The View
Yeah.
years ago and said
Barbara
it. And Barbara
Walters tried to shut him up.
She told him to knock it off. He
That
was going
shit
to ruin
was
the
crazy.
industry. And Corey Feldman has said multiple times his addiction problems and Corey Haim's addiction and ultimately his
Stem from coping from the molestation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he has been very vocal about it.
that's-
And Hollywood was like, first off, it doesn't happen to men. Fuck that. It does happen to
It
men.
does happen
It
to men.
happens often to little boys. Elijah Wood has said the same thing, that there's an entire sect of like predatory men
Yeah.
in Hollywood. The highlight of this week, and by highlight, I mean obviously the low light, is Woody Allen putting his 2 cents
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Fuck you. Shut
Oh
up.
man, Woody Allen, like, I hope there's not a witch hunt. You mean
Yeah.
they hope they don't catch more of you?
Right.
Like, poster boy for this
Like-
bullshit.
Right.
Like, oh man, that dude like grew his own daughter.
Oh,
his
my
wife.
God.
Yeah, he
turned
raised
into
his wife.
He
Yeah.
raised his wife. Like, man, fuck him with a million AIDS infected dicks.
I feel like if anybody in Hollywood needs to see a sex scandal unfold and shut the fuck up, Woody Allen should be like, "That's me. I need to shut up."
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
shit happens, you should shut the fuck up. Don't get on something like, "What? How are we gonna understand your side, nigga?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not.
fuck you, man.
Nobody
You know, so-
understands your
Nobody
side.
I'm
of
not
the
about to
his
understand your side. I don't really look into adopting my wife.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
No.
nah, son, nah. I'm not on my Lannister shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's a thing. I think it's big to discuss because people of course have criticized whenever you have something as polarizing as women coming out and talking about sexual abuse or predatory men
Yeah.
or toxic masculinity. There's always going to be some criticism.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rather
yeah.
than,
Why didn't
these
they
women
do
are
it
doing it for
sooner?
attention.
Yeah.
Or women are doing it for attention. Or
Yeah.
why don't y'all just shut the fuck up?
It doesn't
Things like
happen
that.
as often as you are saying.
Yeah, and it's like, or some women are. I've heard somebody accuse women of lying with the Me Too thing, and I was like, that's bullshit. I think that it brings awareness, and the worst feeling to have is the feeling of being alone when you've been wrong.
Yeah.
So
Like it's the only person.
I
Yeah.
am a pretty outspoken feminist in social media. In real life, I'm
Yeah.
pretty not outspoken as a rule. So I can't speak to additional instances, but I can speak to one instance where I can say fuck you to anyone that says, why didn't you speak up? I had a boss not that long ago, I'm going to say within 5 years, who told me and 2 other of my female coworkers that he had a ranking scale based on our tits. And all 3 of us said nothing because we thought, this is our job, this is our boss.
Yeah.
This doesn't end well for women. If we go to HR, this is still not going to end well for us. And we talked about it after the fact. He moved on, got a better job, so he's out there making more money. Yeah. And we just recently got together and had dinner and we talked about it. And we're like, none of us said anything. None of us stood up for ourselves, stood up for each other, or went to anybody about this. Why? And it was just this general understanding, like, this is our livelihood. Like, my job was on the line. I have a house payment. I've got kids. I can't afford to.
Because too many
Be
times
attacked
we've seen the negative aspect of this. Too many times we've seen women be silenced, people lose jobs because they're blaming on something else.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people have,
You called out sick one too many times. All of a sudden, you're fired.
Absolutely. So there have been too many times where people in general have been called out for things, and it's ruined their careers. Yeah. I remember and it's hard for, I think, men to come out as well.
Yeah.
On that, because you know there's the masculinity approach, specifically black men who are often viewed as the with a picture of strength. You know, I remember being 8th grade, and I was 14. I was on a field trip in junior high school, and there was a chaperone there, and this older guy, he would like there, and I can still remember smelling the liquor on him as he felt up my thigh. It's it was like oh yeah, and I didn't report anything because I was terrified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he threatened me too.
Even as an adult, you have this level of, like, I'm scared of getting in trouble. So as a child, that's terrifying because you're taught to teach. Like, this is why I think it's really important to talk to your kids about, like there's definitely, you need to be able to say no to your children, but there's also this level of, they need to be able to say no back to you so they're comfortable saying no to others.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's important to believe your children.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is like, because your kids are not stupid.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
kids get vibes.
It was just one of the things I remember. The main conflict is that I was 14 years old, and I was like, I'll be viewed as gay if I come out and say, like, a dude touched me on my leg and I let it happen. Because he, like, rolled up my thigh or whatnot. Like, and it was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. I remember being very emotionally, like, just conflicted and angry for like a couple years afterwards. Now, it was unfortunately, the next year I feel like I got off easy because the next year he was killed in the street. Mm-hmm. That same guy was killed, probably for being a pedophile to the wrong motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, but I didn't say anything, but there was a sigh of relief when I found out he was murdered.
So, dude.
Yeah, and so, because they were, it was a person who some friends knew. They were like, yeah, dude, such and such uncle got murdered. And I'm like, what's his name? Oh. And I was like, man, that felt relieved. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was the only time that situation ever happened to me. I just remember, like I said, it was a very troubling thing because I was always afraid that I would see him in the street. Like, that was a time, like, for those few months between that period and when he was murdered, it was a scary time. So I think it gives me somewhat of a glimpse to what these women go through in general. Like, you're at a job. Like, I was just a kid. But, like, when you're at a job and this person, this high person holds, like, the key to your success.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And no, you don't want to prostitute yourself.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But
well, it's hard enough as a woman in any
yeah.
industry to feel like you're on the same footing as a man. So then when somebody in a position of power abuses that power, it definitely makes you feel like there's nobody you can talk to about it.
Yeah,
what has shocked me with this whole Me Too hashtag thing, which I think is amazing, is the sheer volume. Because that instance, I'm comfortable talking with. There's others that I'm not. Mm-hmm. I have always felt completely out of my peer group alone. And then seeing names of strong, outspoken women that I respect wholeheartedly on Facebook, just writing, not talking about what and how and why, but just saying Me Too. And I was like, no way. Yeah. I mean, not that I don't believe them. Like, no way. I always thought, God, this was... I'm weak, so therefore I've never really brought it up. But so many. I would say at least like 60% of the females on my social media accounts wrote Me Too over the last few days.
Yeah.
And that's
staggering.
It's staggering, and it's so.
There needs to be accountability,
beneficial. Yeah,
but
it's so beneficial to know
that,
like, it's on because if in order to get over our demons, we have to face them.
Gotta face
them.
Yeah.
We have to confront it head on. To get over it,
and we as men, we need to do better.
Yeah, we need to
do
support.
better to support our women out there, and, you know, be there for them and stand by them and believe them when they tell us these things are happening. Because, I mean, it's... I'm sorry, it pisses me off.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. It's
like people that I know and love that I would never have thought, you know, that this happened to them. I'm seeing this.
Right.
Them, you know, me too. And I'm like, huh?
And what's really, like, I'm saying probably I'm throwing a spitball number out there, about 60% of the females on my Facebook, because I don't have a huge Facebook following. I keep Facebook limited to people that I actually know. There's nobody on my Facebook that I don't know in real life. 60% of them. And that's, statistically, that's not all of them. There are women that aren't going to say it because they're still fighting their battle. And that's them, and that's great. And do what you got to do. I get it. So that number should be probably even higher. And like you guys like you mentioned, men. I'm sure there are men on my Facebook that didn't write it because they don't want to be demasculated. They don't want to be ostracized. They probably also don't want to step on the toes of this women's moment.
Yeah, exactly.
But they should, if they feel comfortable, because it's not just men and it's not just women and it's everybody, and it
abuse
needs
is
to
abuse.
be right. And this is the thing that's like, we talk all the time about how racism isn't going to be fixed by any person of color. Racism needs to be fixed by white people. This needs to be fixed by abusers. And the sad thing is they're not the ones that are caring right now.
No.
Yeah.
It's the people that would never do this that are like heartbroken by this.
I'm always when these moments happen, I'm always kind of cognizant of who's responding and how.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm listening to who's not speaking.
Yeah.
I am who's always outspoken in every other forum.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're just quiet on this one. And also there are the people who are speaking.
Yeah.
Like a Woody Allen. Or like a Donna Karen, and fuck her.
Donna Karen
You know what I'm saying?
she's always been
she's always been a
insufferable
bit
to
of a
me.
bitch.
Yeah, like, you know, with her shit, like, maybe if they went, how are they dressing? It's like, no.
Well,
There's-
even, I hate to say it, but even Maya Bialik did the same thing. She wrote a blog about it. And she was like,
that surprised me.
and I always thought she was pretty outspoken and intelligent and feminist. And she wrote
She's
something that's
always
like,
been a little off her rocker for me.
she is a little off the, okay, her parenting style, I would never choose myself,
Yeah,
but I
same.
don't judge anybody for the way they raise their kid.
I feel you. But
Like, if you're 8 still
shit.
breastfeeding, that's between you and whatever else. That's on you. But
Nah, son.
I'm not involved in your life.
Let the
But
titty go.
when she wrote that, I was shocked. She surprised me. Donna Karen, that didn't shock me. That's her MO.
Yeah.
She cares what men think, and she doesn't want to ostracize men because she sells sex, and
Right.
those are her buyers right there.
Yeah, I just still think that's fucking lame.
Yeah.
think
I
that's-
agree.
that's,
I absolutely
and
agree.
There's no question that that's
it's
lame.
something that's so big on self-hate.
Well,
I don't do the victim
she's-
blaming thing.
She's Stacey Dash for you guys.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know.
She's your Omarosa right
I
there.
didn't know.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go.
There it is.
There you
It
go.
makes sense now.
She's my
Yeah.
Omarosa.
Okay, she's your Omarosa.
She's
All right.
the woman that hates women. And there's others. I mean, you see them all the time. Anytime
Yeah.
some story comes out and there's a woman that blames the victim, I go, yep, there's my Stacey Dash
There
right there.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is. And it's so sad, man. Stacey Dash is a tragic.
Fuck you,
ass
Stacey
story.
Dash.
Yeah.
Oh man, those
And not in a good way.
not in a good way. Not in a good way. Like, I just think that's tragic. That self-hate is real.
It is,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So that's why I don't it's just sad. And main thing is, that's why I tell people, you just got to focus on being the best you.
Yeah.
You can't focus on being the best anybody else or your favorite people being good people. Just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things coming out, and people have been. It's interesting hearing all these stories.
Yeah.
All these stories. A lot of people are posting their personal experiences, famous people and non, and it's just it's crazy. And I hope, like I said, as I stated earlier in the podcast, we have to face our demons before we get over them. Hopefully, this
Yeah.
is the end of a very predatory. What I'm trying to say, custom in Hollywood. It's a very predatory way of Hollywood that's hopefully changing. I'm hoping the tides are changing in that sense.
I hope it does, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't change by much.
No. But I think the fact that they're facing it and confronting it.
Yeah.
I have a friend who works in the music, in the movie industry, in the Hollywood industry, and that's one of the things he pointed out on the movie that he's working on. He was like, it's a much more harmonious feeling, and there's a lot less. He specifically pointed out the lack of sexual harassment.
Nice.
And I think that's good. I think the tides are turning in that way, and that made me feel good.
Good.
You know, so I think that's very important, and hopefully we're at that point where, you know, we will face, you know, our inner demons. I think that's going on in America right now, though.
Yeah.
I think America...
We're having to, because, I mean, look what we got.
Exactly. Which I'm okay with that. Like, it's a sad thing, but I'm like, we need Darth Vader to bring balance to the Force in a sense. I don't think he's going to turn good anytime soon.
Oh, no.
No, but I think that this will force us to look at ourselves.
Yeah.
I think this is Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
You know, we have created this for ourselves, and we were so comfortable and we were so complacent for so long.
Yep.
And we rested upon like things that were like, oh, it's okay. You know, we can push it to the side for sports. And now sports is political.
Yeah.
And you can't ignore that. Like, you can't ignore the fact that, like, football, the ratings have gone down in football. And I don't watch football. And as a football fan, it's hard for me. Because I don't watch football this year. I haven't. I remember a friend of mine pointed out this one thing. You know, we always used to be like, man, I'm not my ancestors. I'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize the strength that they had. Yeah. Like, they did the boycott of the transit system, the bus boycott, in which they walked to and from work every day. They sat in diners and got shit pitched at them. Yeah. And like that. And you can't stop watching fucking football for a weekend? You're right, dog. You're not your ancestors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, man, that's and somebody was like, I was out with a friend of mine, and they was like, well, why are you missing out? I mean, it's a football game, they're gonna make money anyway. And I'm like, yeah, dog, it's about principle. Yeah, it's about principle at this moment. Like, I don't want to, like, when everybody was like, well, civil rights era, what would your family do? Like, we are in that era right now.
We're in that era right now. Yeah, it's civil rights part 2.
Exactly. So this is the thing, and you got to stand for something. Yeah, I feel like that's so important. So important, man. Let's how you feel, Breezy?
I'm doing all right.
All right, good. I was about to say we still doing good on time. Yeah. Let's get to some geek shit.
Oh man.
Let's get to some geek shit.
The Last Jedi trailer.
Oh my God, Last Jedi.
That shit is gonna be dope as fuck. Man. I didn't
Finn
watch
versus Phasma. Ooh.
I did not watch the one where, like, what's her name's dog reacts to it, because that shit was just sad.
There's something with a dog that
reacts to
it? Leia, Princess Leia.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Carrie
that.
Fisher.
Carrie Fisher's dog reacts to it.
I've been watching her daughter on American Horror Story.
Yeah, yes, which is she's creepy.
Yeah,
she's creepy. So it's awesome. American
I
Horror
actually
Story
like this season so far.
You like this season because it scared white people.
It is, and but it's like the whole thing is about like this election and fear driving people to make the choices that they made, and how the media is playing into it and making it worse.
I love it.
It feels really real, but there's clowns, so then I also have to cover my face.
Yes, that's what I was gonna bring up. Like, how are you watching this?
Anytime there's I can tell when they're coming now because it makes this weird noise in the show. So I'm like, and then I just look away.
Okay.
All right. It's similar to how I watch Freak Show.
Thank you for the trigger warnings, American Horror Story.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yes. I feel like it's interesting because I was like, how did Breezy survive this fall? Yeah. Like, there's been it God, has been like it's everything.
Everywhere. Oh, did I tell you what my little shithead son did? I'm sorry, he's 12 and I'm probably the world's worst mom.
Nah, fuck it.
He's at that age where they like to like wander around and, you know, get into trouble and do normal kid stuff. And he's a really good kid by far, so I allow it. He and his friend walked up to the dollar store and apparently bought a bag of red balloons. And then came home and blew them up and tied ribbon to them and then wrote on them quotes from it that they had found online and then basically put them all over my house. So I didn't notice it at first. I apparently walked by one, but I was, texting and walking. I go into my bedroom and right above my bed is a red balloon floating and it says, "Hey Mom, everything floats down here." And I was like, and Caleb was hiding.
Shout out to Caleb.
And he was He was hiding in the room on Snapchat filming me because he wanted the reaction. And the reaction, I was like, you can't post it because it was literally me going, fuck you, you little fucking shit. This is fucking not funny. You think this is funny? And then I bit the balloon to pop it, and then I screamed because the balloon scared me. Oh my God. It's basically me swearing like I have Tourette's and stressed the
That's
fuck out.
fucking awesome.
Wow.
Oh, just send it to me then.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Just send it to
Shout out
us.
to Caleb for the prank of the
Oh my
year.
God,
was
that little
great.
shit.
Jeez.
That shit was great.
Wow.
Oh man, I am looking forward to that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
There's also Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok,
man.
I'm so excited for.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be hilarious.
I love what they're doing with this show.
Yeah.
Like I love what they're doing with this particular movie. Thor is great. It seems like it's gonna be a bit more funny.
Oh yeah.
On this one, I love Hulk,
Yeah.
and I love that it's in space, so Hulk gets to stay Hulk longer.
Yeah.
Talk and be all Hulkish from the comics. Really,
Thor more like smoldering fire.
Exactly.
Hulk raging inferno.
And I love it. I love it. I
And
love
Kate
the fact
Blanchett, boy.
looking all deathly
yeah.
Damn.
and gorgeous.
That
like,
can come and get me any day of
yeah,
the
I
week
was
if it's
like,
her.
oh man, that was
Jeez.
nice. So I'm definitely, and I'm up for anything that like has Jeff Goldblum randomly. Yeah, I think Jeff Goldblum is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one. That's gonna be a
Will
great
there be
one.
a shirtless lean in this movie? You don't know.
You
It's
don't
Jeff
know.
Goldblum.
You never know. You never know with Jeff Goldblum.
You
So
never know.
It's gonna be cool. I think it's definitely gonna set Marvel up for more great movies to come along. I'm probably gonna go see it. Like I'm gonna go see it
yeah.
the night before like my child is born. So like that shows you where my my level of importance lies. It's like I'm gonna have this child, but first I kind of need to see Thor.
Gotta go see
Because
Thor.
the thing is, I'm gonna be busy afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't
true.
want to miss out on Thor. No, I don't want it to come. To be
Yeah.
a big complete.
Let me know what time you're going, man. I'll roll with you.
Oh man, that shit's so awesome. So I might have to check that out, man. So yeah, everybody, if you're listening, go see Thor. That shit's gonna be dope.
And see it before your child is born.
See it before your child is born, preferably, because they take up all the space.
And
Yeah.
money and time.
Oh man, they take up all this fucking
Jeez.
space. So that's really cool. All right, man. Now that we got all that other shit out the way, I need to.
thing that we absolutely need to talk about.
The thing that we need to talk about. This shit is motherfucking serious. All right, so all my life I had to fight, and I thought so. Nah,
Oh, my goodness.
Let's talk about the motherfucking movie at the hour, at the top of the hour. The most important movie coming out in 2018. The movie that I'm actually literally going to find something to wear for.
Yes.
Like to wear for the movie. I will
Yes.
not see this movie not once, not twice.
Nope.
I will see this movie probably every week until it comes on DVD.
Yep.
And then get it on DVD.
Yep.
And then watch it at my house.
Yep.
And play We Shall Overcome
Yep.
in between viewings.
Yep.
Like, I think...
There's a lot of emotion in this room
Say
right
that
now.
shit.
Holy shit.
Say that shit.
Holy shit. All
Say
right.
that shit.
I wish I felt this excited about anything.
Oh, man. You don't
You
understand.
don't understand.
You
Gracie.
don't
I
motherfucking
know.
understand.
Hey,
Yes.
hey,
Hey.
I understand a little. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was a big thing.
That
You're
was
right.
my jam.
Wonder Woman was a big thing. Like
I'm
I
giving
said.
you your thing. I'm all on board for your thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway, Black Panther is
Oh,
going to be a
my
thing.
God.
Oh, Jesus.
That new
Lord.
trailer.
That new trailer.
That
I
new
was like,
trailer.
Jesus.
That was like it took my life and then gave it back to me
Yes.
and then took it a second time.
Oh, it was everything
Just-
that I needed in
just
life.
Every moment
It was like,
was beautiful.
I was watching it and I thought, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay. Like it was just so dope. Like you had first of all, Angela Bassett is being fucking Angela Bassett.
Queen
man.
Bassett.
Oh my god. Oh,
So good.
just awesome. Still looking 35.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
60. And so like you got that, you got Lupita, like all that motherfucking cocoa butter just glistening in that bitch. That's not even the camera, y'all. That is literally
is
their
literally
fucking
their-
skin.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
And so then you have like just the beauty of there's so many layers of like black excellence and awesomeness in this movie. Like the fact that I like the subtle shit. You know what I'm saying? I like the like, oh yeah, it's Africa. But no, if you actually go deep in there, there's technology and all these things. Like, don't sleep on
the technology. There's like the cultural, all the cultural little ticks and things that they add to it from traditions and things,
from actual traditions,
and there's the tribal aspects, and it's all there,
and it's such a gorgeous, and like not only a great cast, but a phenomenal cast,
gorgeously phenomenal cast.
Michael B. motherfucking Jordan
as the villain,
and he's killing it. And oh my god, look! Did you see that motherfucking suit?
Yes.
Oh shit! It was all black and gold, and I was like, oh, Black Panther's mask ain't even that hot no more. Oh god. Oh man, he stunned on you with the motherfucking suit.
I don't know though. At the end of that trailer, when T'Challa had the black and purple going, that was legit, dude. That was legit.
I couldn't handle it, man. I gotta watch it again. I think I cried the first time.
And that dap between him and his sister.
Yes,
that dap is now my new standard.
Yeah,
that is my default dap now.
Black people coming through and creating random daps, and just randomly doing awesome shit. Like first, it was the get out handshake, right? As a show of like we in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now we got the dap and the cross is awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna be too lit when it comes out. It's gonna be too much. Like I'm gonna go there.
We're gonna be the cast of fucking Coming to America in that piece, man.
I'm gonna have
out.
Oh, bro, I might even have a lion's head on my chest. I'm gonna Joffy Joe this shit out, son. I don't even know, man.
Oh man, it'll be so legit.
It's so serious.
Oh
man.
My goodness.
Oh man, so I'm very excited about everything that comes out, man. This movie.
There was something that I saw. It's like one of the best puns I'd ever heard. When looking at the post, it's like, there's only 2 white dudes on this poster. And the only 2 white dudes on this poster are Bilbo and Gollum.
Yeah.
And then someone else went, yeah, they're the Tolkien white guys.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, I love this so much.
Stay woke, everybody. It's
woke.
A message. It's a message. It's a fucking message. Oh, that shit's gangster.
I lost my shit when I saw that. I was like, wait, no, that's amazing.
Great. We have some like slightly inside intel. Like it's a beautiful thing, and I love how the making. I love the feeling that it's giving people the making of this movie.
Yeah, every time you see the cast like interact together outside of the set, I mean, it's nothing but love.
Yeah,
and
it's
support.
great.
And
what they're doing is important. And a friend of mine had pointed out online, it was like this is like the new Roots.
Yeah.
In a sense where you have a majority black. Like first of all, they usually don't give black people this much amount of money.
No.
This type of budget. So shout out to Marvel.
Yeah.
For doing that and being great. And then like to have like this many stars being a part of something that's so great and so awesome.
Goodness.
That takes a lot, man, and that takes a level of humble. That takes just teamwork, you know. So I'm very excited about this movie.
Excited.
I'm gonna watch this movie over and over again.
Oh yeah,
randomly for no reason.
Oh,
watching it with the kids as well because
they
need to see these beautiful black faces.
Yeah.
They need to see black people. Like you realize this, like this is black people being great.
Yeah,
like we are not slaves. You know what I'm saying? We are not like fighting. We are not helping white people find love again.
Nope.
This is like. Or perfect their golf shot.
No,
we are just being great.
We're not being magical Negroes in this movie.
Exactly,
because we're all magical Negroes in this movie.
Like it's like
There's
shit,
nothing but magical Negroes.
Shit is so awesome, man. So I'm excited about the movie from like the villains to the queens and everything, man.
Man, Lupita Nyong'o as the love interest, and she's Dora Milaje. I mean, come on, dude.
Come on, son. I was done.
Only you get to choose what kind of king you are going to be.
Oh man. Jesus. I was like,
so good. Although I am curious to see them explain Killmonger's American accent. Because note, outside of Bilbo, he's the only motherfucker in the entire trailer with an American accent.
I'm gonna be real with you. He's not gonna explain that shit. That's why you're a villain. That's why you're a villain. You don't belong here.
There's probably gonna be some dumb shit like, oh, his family got exiled to America.
They're not gonna. I promise you, they're not gonna explain any of that shit. Though.
You think so?
Because you know what? You're not like Michael B. Jordan ain't learning no fucking dialect. He was like, nah, son, we in Wakanda. You can have any type of accent you want in Wakanda. So, like, And that's probably how it is. He's
Yeah.
just like, yeah. And but I love, the whole fight for power thing. That's gonna be great. It's a classic story. It's gonna be great.
And that the trailer used bits from the Revolution will not be
Oh
televised.
yes.
That shit was.
And I was like,
legit.
and it caught that spot for me because I was like, they're pandering to me.
Yeah.
They
You
know
will
how
not
much
be
I
able
love.
to tune out or cop out, turn off. It's like,
They
come on.
know how much I love Gil Scott. So like I was a huge fan of that. So
Yeah.
shout out to that.
That made me happy.
We are entering the last part because we're gonna keep this episode a little shorter, man. We need to get back to y'all. We need to be more consistent and get back to you guys more. But there's a special message that I would like to send before we leave. Listen, everybody, it's fall.
Yeah.
And yes, Breezy's
There's that too.
Breezy's definitely excited about pumpkin spice because white life.
It's the drink of my people.
Oh my God, it's the drink
It's a
of your
drink of your people.
White pumpkin spice is pretty much like, I don't know, the Hennessy for white.
If you want to get into the white hood
It's
shit,
the crown. It's the Crown Royal
if you want to get into
of white people.
if you want to get into white hood shit, you bring pumpkin spice.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly. You bring pumpkin spice.
Oh shit, fool!
Oh,
You got that
shit.
pumpkin spice done.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Nope, just Crown.
Yep.
But anyway, ladies, how y'all doing? This is Chris Blunt.
Tell him.
Listen, it's fall. And it's cold outside.
That's right.
And if you are not out here fucking with a thick person,
Yeah.
male or female, because we open, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are losing out.
You're losing.
I feel like you're losing out. Like, I see a lot of people hating, and they're like, no, I want a slim guy. I want a guy. Fucking bitch, it's cold outside.
It's cold.
Fuck wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Get warm.
So exactly, get warm. Cuddle up to somebody with a nice ass, some thighs. You know what I'm saying? Like, cuddle up to somebody. It's cold outside. You deserve to be warm.
That's right.
Exactly. Like, stop ignoring that dude, that big chubby dude in the office for so long. You know what I'm saying? He nice. You know he trying to get with you.
Don't date the dude in the office.
Don't do it in the office.
Probably don't
Sorry.
want to do.
Thank you. This is why we have Breezy here. Breezy is like our HR.
I'm like listening to this sound like the start of some sort of rapey commercial.
Yeah, it is.
It kind of
Anyway,
is.
if
And then
you
I'm like,
are-
wait a minute, whoa, don't date a coworker. It never ends well. It's awkward for everybody.
I ain't
Just
gonna lie to
don't
you.
do it.
Don't date a coworker. That
Don't
shit
do it.
is awkward.
Yep.
But you know what? If you want to fuck one every now and then,
No one's gonna hate you.
Don't do that.
No one's gonna hate you.
no one's gonna hate
It's
you.
equally as awkward
Well,
if
they'll judge you, but they won't hate you
They-
because they secretly wanted to too.
I'm not hating.
you know what? Find a nice chubby dude in the produce section of your local Whole Foods.
Exactly.
I'm all down for that.
Whole grain chubby.
Oh, great. All right, that's great. She went gentrified chubby. All right, so yeah.
That shade grown
Yeah.
fair trade
Nah,
chubby.
man. Nah, stop hating on thick dudes. It's let it happen.
Yeah.
And see y'all dudes, stop hating on thick chicks. Like thick chicks
Girls, don't
Yeah.
hate on thick dudes. They make the best tacos.
Oh man,
They make good food.
We'll cook for you. We eat out at restaurants and other
right.
places.
And other places.
Like we do all the things.
God, I just got this.
Exactly. So it's like
Again, it's back to the rapey commercial. I'm sorry, ladies.
no. It's great. And stop fucking with like dudes out there. If you're listening, man, get you a thick chick, man. It's cold outside.
She'll treat you right.
How you gonna stay warm?
Not.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be warm.
I mean, there's jackets.
Don't man. There's not.
How about we just say
it's
people
not
love
enough.
who you love.
love who you love.
Body
man.
type doesn't matter.
Body type kind of it doesn't matter in theory, but it's cold.
But if you want to
outside.
stay warm,
if you want to stay warm,
I mean,
that skinny ass bitch is gonna leave you cold.
I have so many fundamental things wrong with all of this. I feel like I need to when this one comes out, I'm gonna post a disclaimer.
No, fuck it.
no disclaimer.
Breezy, you are with us. You are riding with us.
I don't ride with this.
Breezy applauds all this shit.
No, love who you love. I don't care
Love who
if,
you love.
if you
Love-
are a big fat man and you want to love a tiny skinny man. That's
Yeah,
fine. I'm on
love
board
that.
with it. Love
Don't
it.
get me wrong, gay guys. You know, if you fucking around
No,
with a skinny ass
no.
dude,
Love
you
them
know,
anyway.
You can push them to the side for just 3 months. fuck with a big. You need a bear.
If you are two skinny
Stop
women and you want to love each
Stop
other,
fucking with these.
If
Then
you
I know.
are-
I hope y'all have extra cover because y'all gonna be cold as fuck right now. Y'all gonna be
Oh
Titanic y'all ass off.
Hope you have a fireplace.
I
Exactly.
think this all stems from a place of jealousy. If there's two skinny lesbians, Chris is jealous right now.
First of all, I am not jealous of two skinny lesbians.
Nobody's jealous of that.
Nobody's jealous of that shit.
In fact, we're proud.
Bro, yeah, I'm like, I'm happy for them. Glad y'all found each other, but you need to get a bear. Like, you need to get are there bears in lesbian culture?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like that's disrespectful. Like, there's twinks and there's bears and
Yeah,
male
I
gay
don't know.
culture.
God.
But like, nah.
I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know.
I don't think
know.
you should call like I don't know. I feel like I should give a friend bad advice. Hey, friends who fall for the shit that I give them. Next time you're around like a hefty gay chick, like ask her if she's a bear. Like you're gonna get punched in the face, but you'll find out.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us
We
know.
will
I'm
lose
not
some
gonna
of you
ask.
in the process, but we will have it's for the greater good.
I will not ask. That sounds disrespectful. But I kind of want to know. So that's the thing.
Every cause requires sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I
sacrifice.
look like the epitome of patience right now?
Yep. I love. You know what, guys? I love Breezy. She is awesome.
She is awesome.
And she takes our shit.
I do. I sit here and I'm like, I'm momming the fuck out of them right now. I'm like, guys, just let people love who they love.
And stay warm.
This is great.
If you love someone skinny, just grab a blankie. They're everywhere. It's really
man.
I've got a whole closet full. You can borrow one.
Exactly.
Make yourself some hot buttered rum.
Yes.
Oh man.
And stay warm, baby. Stay warm.
Stay warm and moist.
Mm-hmm.
Stay warm and
Wait,
moist.
you're using the word moist. Ugh.
I know. I know.
terrible.
It's not. I'm not trying to make it terrible. It's like for vagina.
I
So like.
okay.
I think we all know what you're referring to.
Totally better
Oh, okay.
now.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I think that goes without saying.
Okay, I
Chris.
was talking about pussy.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So anyway, and
Okay.
dick for the people who love dick. There it is. There it is. There's
There it is.
There's lots of wet dicks.
That's
All
true.
right, so yeah, thank you all for listening.
Hey, I got one more thing for you guys.
What up?
I hope it's a profound quote
Well, I do have a profound
that
quote
doesn't involve the word moist.
that does not. Yeah, there's
Thank
that.
you.
There's that. But also, hey Chris,
Yes.
you know who I found on iTunes and Spotify and on Amazon Music
The
and
answer
on Google Play
remains always Drake.
just this Monday,
What? Who did you find?
or not Monday. I'm sorry, just Friday,
Really? Friday?
Friday the 13th.
What did you find?
I found the Gentleman of Leisure.
Gentlemen of
Collective.
Leisure, what?
I know.
You mean
These
the
guys are the
album?
best.
The album is out, everybody.
Great and powerful.
Great and powerful.
Oh my god, I love that album.
It's so good.
Oh
You
man.
should go out on
This is not a
Spotify and
setup at
stream
all.
this. Go to Apple or Amazon or Google Play and buy this album. It is amazing.
It is amazing.
10 tracks of pure delight.
Awesomeness.
They ain't lying.
Awesomeness.
Please check this out loud. So thank you all for listening. This has been great, man. I missed this. We gotta definitely do this again
Yes.
without the tragic shit.
Yeah, please, no more
And
tragic
without,
shit.
without the scripted play at the end.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and-
I don't know that was scripted so
That
much.
wasn't scripted. That was organic. right
I
there.
loved it.
Yeah.
I
That was
mean, I'm all
organic.
aboard
I
with
had
the
no
whole
idea
show.
that was happening. So yeah, like I was really
Okay, this is an unscripted impromptu
exactly it's
plug,
totally impromptu.
and
So,
I'm on board with that.
you.
I want to redact all word moist references.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Yeah.
redacting. I'm
yeah.
redacting that shit.
It's already out there.
I know.
It's out there.
I feel like next time you guys start down this like dark and sultry path, I'm gonna just scream. I'm removing myself from this narrative.
Oh God, don't do that.
No.
Oh,
You being a part of this makes it that much more humorous.
we are family.
Yeah.
God.
You will be
Yeah,
a part
but-
of this.
Yeah,
That's
but, okay, but we
right.
go from like family, like, hey, we're really cool cousins that hang out a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're my creepy uncle.
That's
And now we're
all
cousins
family,
again.
and you will be a part of this. Much like it's around that time, guys. This holiday season, we got to be around some uncomfortable shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we need to
This is
have an
true.
episode where we chat about Thanksgiving after the fact.
oh yes,
Oh my
absolutely.
goodness.
That would, our Thanksgiving episode would be fucking tragic. All
I
right.
want to hear all about everyone's Trump-loving aunts and uncles.
Oh, that's always awesome.
Oh boy.
All right, sir. Do you have a quote for us before we leave?
I do, in fact.
Oh, awesome. Go ahead.
And this is from the ending of Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King.
Okay.
How do you pick up the threads of an old life? How do you go on when in your heart you begin to understand there's no going back? There are some things that time cannot mend. Some hurts that go too deep, that have taken hold.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. That was good.
That's my jam.
That is. That
Lord
was
of the
a
Rings.
good one. Man. Thank you all. Thank you for that quote. Thank all of you for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We'll have more shit coming down the pipe, man. We gonna be back on it. I promise y'all. I feel like I'm the deadbeat.
He says this, but he's having a baby in like a week and a half.
That's
I
true.
am.
We're never gonna talk to you again until that
we're-
child's like 17.
We're gonna talk.
Oh,
We're-
yeah.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Don't worry, guys.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. Without further ado, guys, I'm Chris Blunt.
And I'm Breezy Rumsey.
And I'm Sphinx Akasha. Stay warm.
With whoever you love.
And moist.
God damn